question, most people will tell you to just go Google it. We're so infiltrated with technology every day that all of us have our laptops and our phones with us almost 24/7, that we have access to all this information and we can look up anything that we want. According to an article published on NPR by the NPR staff, all these previous search histories that we're making and things that we're looking at and clicking on are affecting our future searches that we're going to make. And this is a really dangerous thing that is happening. Today I'm going to talk about what these filter bubbles are, how they're leading us all to live in our own separate altered worlds, and ways that we can combat these computer-generated algorithms. So according to an article published in 2013 by MIT Technology Review, the definition of an online filter bubble is the way recommendation engines are shielding people from certain aspects of the real world. So in other words, these computer-generated algorithms are deciding what we see based on our previous search histories. So they're tailoring all our results based on what we've previously looked at. For example, when I really started noticing this was last year during the presidential debate and everything, like things that I would look at and click on and see on my Facebook feed, all of a sudden the other side of this started disappearing completely. The computer was taking the liberty to decide what I was seeing on Facebook or on Yahoo News or anything like this, just based on the fact that I might not like the other side's opinion. This is really dangerous because the way that information is being filtered out is sending us all to live in our own separate altered realities. Based on an article published by Kimberly Morrison on June 14, 2016 on Adweek, we're beginning to be trapped in these filter bubbles without even knowing that it's happening. We are significantly reducing the diversity and content of ideas that we're seeing online. We need to be knowledgeable of everything that's happening in the world, even if we may not want to hear about it or may not like what we're hearing. It's important that we do hear what's happening and hear the other perspective of people. According to the TED Talk, Beware of Online Filter Bubbles, we need to have our information dessert along with our information vegetables. So in other words, we need to, when we go online, it's important that we do see things that are exciting and we want to read and we want to look more into, but we also need to see things that are challenging us, things that make us think, and things that give us a perspective on the world in which we live. For example, I don't necessarily want to go online and hear about all the tragic things that are happening around the world, but it's really important that I do, and it's really important that we all hear these stories so that we can make an effort towards making this world a better place and addressing the problems that are happening. We need to get a perspective on the way that other people think and the way that other people live so that we can be more in tune with our world and more in tune with actual reality. So while this is a terrifying thing that's happening, we can take steps towards combating this, and the first step is to just acknowledge that it is happening. We're already lost in technology and the way that when I walk around, I do it myself too, but I see everyone on their phones or constantly texting people, calling people, and so this is disconnecting us from our immediate reality, but if we start to be disconnected with reality based on our technology, then we're just creating our own little bubbles that we live in. These filters are affecting everyone, but there are ways that we can go about this. According to an article published on The Guardian by Stuart Dredge, we need to start looking deeper into our searches. So when we go to Google something, we can't just take what first pops up and accept that as the fact. When I search something, it's going to be completely different from what you guys search because we all have different search histories. So we need to take our time to investigate the information and make sure that we're finding both sides of the story. So one way that is a simple way to do this is just to simply go to the next few pages in Google and not just look at what first is showing up. If you look at a search result until you find something that you may not agree with, that's a good way to tell that you've started going past these filters. Another way is to start using search engines that have more accurate results. So as Cal Poly students, we have access to this incredible database through the Kennedy Library. You can go on here and find thousands of scholarly articles, and we have access to them for free, which is awesome because usually we'd have to pay a lot of money to see them. And through this, you can narrow down your searches in really specific ways to find exactly what you're looking for and find really unbiasedly good scholarly articles. In an ever-growing technological world, we need to learn to question everything. We can't just agree with something because it's fast, it's easy, or in your opinion, it's right. We need to learn to dive deeper, take time to investigate, and stay connected with the world in which we live in and try and make it a better place.